Well, if we're successful and we power ourselves with 100% renewable energy by 2050, which is our goal, it'll make a substantial difference in the amount of carbon that's emitted throughout the city of Keene.
Change is difficult. People do not change easily, as you know. And I think the Keene City Council making a resolution of this sort is showing real leadership, saying we need to look at a future. The do-nothing option is the easy path. We need to look at where we want to go and bring the community and the businesses and all the parties together.
The renewable energy resolution was adopted by the City Council last month, and it sets some specific goals for the city. The first goal is that all electricity in the city will come from renewable sources by 2030, and then 100% thermal energy and transportation will come from renewable sources by 2050, and the city will adopt a strategic plan by December of 2020.
And so a resolution really is a representation of the local legislative body, in this case the City Council of Keene, that recognizes some action needs to be taken to reduce our carbon emissions and to take steps to make us a more sustainable city and a more resilient city.
Well, public and private businesses can support the resolution of the City of Keene City Council moving forward on reducing greenhouse gases and alternative energy sources by looking at how all parties can win, both in reducing cost, reducing future environmental problems that they have to deal with. It also improves the quality of the air in Keene.
The real ice system at the Keene Ice facility is a great example of how to use energy, embodied energy, in these systems. If we're expending money, if we're using carbon to heat or cool a system like the one at Keene Ice, then if we can reduce the amount we consume by using that energy again, that's a great example. Anytime we can reduce that carbon footprint, we should be.
The real ice system is designed to allow us to use cold water instead of hot water that is typically used in ice arenas for building and maintaining the ice. The real ice system is essentially, it's called a vortex, which is basically a funnel that takes out air bubbles from the water. So it's environmentally friendly in a number of ways. First and most importantly is that we end up not heating the water. So that's a critical piece right there. But it also reduces the workload on our ice plant because instead of dumping 140-degree water on the ice, we're dumping typically about 70-degree water on the ice.
There was an old expression by FDR how he got us out of the Great Depression, and that applies to real ice in the city of Keene. During a crisis, do something if it works. Do something. If it doesn't work, do something else, but keep trying to do something. So the city of Keene is willing to try to do something, and most of the time it works, sometimes it doesn't. Real ice, I think, seems like one of those things that's going to work.
Being part of this is something that our crew takes great pride in that we provide a first-rate facility with really high-quality ice, and while we're also able to be energy and economically efficient is important to us.
I think the most challenging part for us is the outreach in the community and whether or not it makes fiscal sense for residential properties to make the switch to renewable energy. So we'll be really relying on the committee and the community to help us with that as we move forward.
If other communities get on board with this idea, then it can make a substantial difference in the amount of carbon being emitted in the atmosphere, and that's nothing but a good thing.